We're back, and you are listening to Soul Perspectives here on CKUT 90.3 FM. My name is Kym Dominique-Ferguson, and I'm in studios with
Renee Jordan.
And we are talking to Nicky Jean and Clarence Nicolas about their podcast called The Breakdown to Lowdown, which focuses on R&B. And before the break, Renee, you had an interesting question for them.
Yeah, I was just curious how, given the what R&B has been through, how you plan to revive it, or how you revive R&B music, resurrect it, if I may say, in your podcast, and do the research to find these new artists that are not radio played artists, I'm guessing. So how do you find it?
Okay, I'll take this, I guess, since Clarence didn't say anything. Okay, I feel like R&B, maybe it's because, we are in it every day. I don't feel like I'm necessarily in a place to revive it or resurrect it. I feel like it's here, it's just, it used to be on life support. I think now it's like,
life support.
Like they're definitely awake, like they're discussing you may go home in in a couple of weeks, like it's coming back. And the thing is, these artists are making it pretty easy for me. There's actually a lot of good R&B out there if you look, and if you're engrossed in it. There's so much soul R&B music that comes out on the daily, and Clarence and I, being really into music, are tapped into these sources. There's great blog sites like This Is R&B, Rated R&B, R&B Only, that you can look at it. New music comes out often, and we have people like Jasmine Sullivan. We have greats like Anderson .Paak.
Jasmine Sullivan. I thought she retired.
Nah, she back.
No, Jasmine's not retired.
She been there though.
Jay Sully, she's here. She released a new single a couple months ago.
Really? I thought she was done with music. Okay.
No, she's still here. Anderson .Paak. See, that's why you need to listen to our show, because it's gonna let you know what just came out, what you missed, what you need to hear. That's what we do. Even Jacquees, who calls himself the new king of R&B, which is asinine if you ask me. But
why is that?
Because he's not. You can't have one album and be the king of anything, sir. But
true.
But he's good. He really is good. I'm not gonna lie, he is talented.
I would say it goes gold in a matter of seconds.
But even then, the king, because I feel we can get into that another time, but
that's another debate for another day.
It's another debate.
I just want to add
Summer Walker. Sorry, Clarence, give me some artists that are currently out, because now I'm blanking. And
you got Mahalia, you got
yes, Mahalia.
You got Jacquees, you got White Gay Osiris. He's one of the youngins.
Mm-hmm.
You got
her.
Her, SZA. I keep messing up the name all the time, but I feel like
mainstream. There are some new art. There's some good ones mainstream, and then behind the scenes, come to the show.
No, the future's in good hands, to be honest, when it comes to R&B, and I feel like now, to be honest, because you mentioned that you wish that it went gold in minutes, but I don't feel like numbers matters anymore now. We're in an era, if you want that music, you know what? You one click away. So there's no excuses. And I say all the time when I talk about the podcast that we're just good messenger when it comes to the music. Mm-hmm. I know my music, Nikki knows her music, but there might be some new release that I don't even know, or some artists that I don't even know. Sometimes, at least once in a while, I learn from your artist, from Nikki. So
do you feel
we've been looking for good music out there, so it's a reason to listen to the podcast.
Do you feel like there are any artists that have come out as of late that will have sort of a long-lasting effect, their music will be around for years?
This is funny, because that's a funny question, because we recently had this conversation. Mm-hmm. And I was having a lot of trouble. I thought that was a really good question, and we were looking at it not even just in terms of R&B, just even in hip hop or overall pop. Who was a current artist that had longevity, staying power, because I think we're talking about Mariah Carey and Toni Braxton and how they were still being talked about, and I was just like, wow, I can't really pinpoint one person because the industry isn't as it used to be. Like, artists aren't built the same way that they used to be. The artist development is a thing of the past. Like, people just come out and they have their single and they're put on the radio right away, where it used to be like, you know, we sign you, it takes a year, 2 years to develop you, then, you know, you go through your media training, you go, you know, you get your stylist, you do that. Like, it used to be a whole process. So of course they learned how to stay and how to remain, and it was like quality. But if I were to say somebody, like, I think Anderson .Paak has a potential. I think her has potential. I think if Summer Walker gets her, like, anxiety and the social speaking, whatever was wrong there, if she gets that together, she has staying power. Somebody told me Doja Cat, and I can't confirm this because I'm not a big listener of her music, but apparently she's very, like, talented and she has that power, that potential of that staying power. So I'm like, okay. I also think Ariana Grande, but I know that's not R&B. I was just thinking bigger pop sounds. Yeah. I think she has staying power, but, you know, only time will tell.
So how do you think that, because you said that the old way was that you get accepted into a production company, and they start building you up from the ground, and then you get your training and and you go through steps. What do you think has changed, has caused that change where, like, now you just have your single and you're automatically put in the forefront? Like, what's the change? What's the shift that happened in that kind of development?
Money.
There's money, but again, like I said before, now we just one click away. We don't need the labels no more. I can just go pick up a YouTube beat and, like, put my stuff on DistroKid, and in not even like an hour, it's on Spotify. It's everywhere. Or I just need a viral hit, or whatever. So I feel like for the label, the way that they see it, like, it's not even worth it to invest in artist development anymore. So.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a thing of money. Music became so accessible, and the labels were losing money so rapidly. They didn't have the funds to spend on artist development. So they're just looking for the most ready-made artist, or the artist with the most buzz already that they don't have to create, and they don't have to spend that much money on, and they're going to sign that person and make their single a hit and try to recuperate as quickly as possible. It's money.
Highest return on investment, on the lowest investment.
Exactly.
So basically, if you're an artist and you have 3 tracks that are ready and they seem like they're going to be fire, I can pay you $10,000 to, and I'm grossly exaggerating, and hopefully we'll recruit $1 million, and I don't have to worry about investing in your development and all of that stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely. Labels are scrambling. They're about to be obsolete.
Right.
Obsolete. I don't know if they can be obsolete because they have quite a catalog of old artists.
Yeah, label will always be there.
Yeah.
No matter
they might change in terms of their end goals and what they look to do. Maybe they would move into award shows only, or like
right. You know. Labels as we know them, like will be different. Like, they're edging towards irrelevancy.
I don't think so, to be honest. I don't agree with that, Nikki. I'll tell you.
That's
why.
Fine. There's a lot of that on our show.
No, but it's all good. It's all good. No, but I'm saying that because it's not every artist that can take the independent route. There's some artists, like, they don't want to educate themselves on a certain level, so they rather pay for that service.
They just want to be artists. They don't want to be the entrepreneur.
Yeah, they don't want to go through all the logistics and all that, so they rather deal with the label. I remember I was listening to Drink Champs, and Nori was like, "Oh, I tried the independent route, but I'm so used to the label, I'd rather stay with the label, but now I got that leverage I can negotiate because he's an OG in the game." But he was like, he's not the only artist thinking like that. There's a lot of them thinking like that. So
you talking about older artists. Nori, is tried and true to the game. Mark my words, a lot of these newer artists that are coming up, are going to take an independent route. Many people are not signing deals anymore.
Well, I think the type of deal that they've been signing has changed, though. The type of deal has become.
Yeah, you might sign a distribution deal. You might sign a one album deal. You might like something with the lowest level of commitment. But it's definitely not like these huge deals that used to be signed. That used to shake up the industry.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
So, you guys, besides or outside of the podcast itself, there was, I guess, a reason. Sort of deep behind why you would want to even have a podcast to begin with. From what I understand, Nicky, you're an artist yourself, and Clarence, you're a promoter.
Event production.
Okay, event production. Are they musical events or?
Musical events, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the other part of yourselves prior to coming together and doing the podcast.
Sure, go ahead, Clarence.
Well, for myself, for people that don't know, I've been into event production in the past 4 years. I'm part of the group that curates the Shed, the DJ Battle, and Rhythm and Brunch. And all these events are music related. For the Shed, it's like 100% live session with some local artists and an international guest. The DJ Battle, it's more focused on the DJs. The DJs are in Montreal and in Canada in general. And we got Rhythm and Brunch, which is a brunch event, and we have a DJ on the spot providing R&B music. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Rhythm and Brunch. And I'm guessing because of COVID, Rhythm and Brunch has sort of been put on ice.
Yeah, so everything is on hold for now because of COVID, because we've been dealing with venue. Mm-hmm. So it's on hold for now. But all these events been music related. The reason I took that turn is because I'm not an artist. I know my living, I know my skills. But no, it's fact. You don't want to hear me sing. But anyways, I can sing in my shower. But anyway, but yeah. So I was like, you know what? I don't know. How should I get involved in the music industry without being in the forefront? So I just figured that by doing events related to music, that would be the path for me. Mm-hmm.
And the shed is where does the shed occur normally?
Usually, the twist that we have with the Shed is that we usually reveal the location 24 hours in advance. Oh. So we change the venue all the time. It's like an intimate session.
Okay, and that's R&B based as well?
R&B, funk, soul, jazz.
Mm-hmm. And these are all local artists?
Yeah, local artists, and we always have an international guest. It can either be like a keyboardist, a drummer, a vocalist, and etc.
Okay. And for you, Nicky?
You're based in Montreal, Ottawa, where?
Everything is based in Montreal.
Okay.
Montreal, yep. For myself, I do a lot of things, so it's like, but I'm a media communications professional. I've been hosting for let's say for 6 years. Started off with radio. I still do radio, actually. I was hosting a show in Ottawa. Now being in Montreal, I host a bi-weekly show actually on CKUT called The Spot. I'm also an artist myself, so when coming here, I came for grad school. It kind of was a little bit more difficult to keep the music going, but now I'm really excited. I'm really excited that a lot of new music is coming. I've been writing. I've been working with a lot of dope people. And some of the people that I've met through the podcast too, and having guests on, which is super cool as well. I also host a Instagram live TV show with a friend, my friend Kay, who's a co-host here on the Morning Detour Friday mornings. So it's all connected together. And I also have outside of my professional career in media and communications, I also do consulting on the side and communications. I provide communication services for people. So I write press releases, communication plans, marketing strategies. If you need it, you can always hit me up for that. Yeah, that's what I do.
So we're going to take a quick break, pay the bills, and play a little music, and we'll get back to you. So keep it locked. You're listening to Soul Perspectives here on CKUT 90.3 FM.